Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to the most... Oh, God. Where do we start?
Let's just have a fun little stream because there's nothing going on Thursday. You know, let's just organise something nice and quick. You know, nice and short little game. That'd be great.
It'll be easy.
Great idea, Scott. You know, this is a really fun idea that you've got.
Yeah?
Your game's set to Mass Effect.
Is it? Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's okay. I did that yesterday where it was set to Dungeons and Dragons when it was, in fact, yeah.
Yeah, this is So this is the first session of Mass Effect 1 getting started. I'm glad you could all join us. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite game in the Citadel.
I'm playing an Asari.
Fuck you, aren't you fancy?
I haven't played it
tentacle
before,
hair.
so I'm just gonna pretend I know what's going on.
Okay, well you can be, you know, a Corian.
Yeah, what of a little mole people?
Oh yeah, they start with a V.
Yeah, a Volus or something.
Volus, that's the name. Yeah.
You can be the one that's like, I am the ultimate power. Ultimate power needs a nap.
I'm a bionic god.
Ultimate power!
And yeah, he sends like a bionic wave that just like knocks a little tin can over or something.
Anyway.
So let's talk about what happened, and I suppose what's even going on right now, because this is friggin' hilarious. Okay, this is funny. So we had 4 people lined up to play. The 4th one came in midday today. Not a big deal. Everybody rolled their stats, rolled for their level. That's right, we rolled for levels because we're badass like that. We got everything going. We have a story put together. It's lots of fun. No big deal. Here we are setting up the pre-stream, getting everything all good to go. And then somebody's internet's like messing up. So we lost the person that's supposed to be down there, but that's okay. We got a replacement, and they came in and they started working on it, and then they realized this character is like 10% done. Are we going live in 5 minutes? So 2 people worked together really hard to get the character together.
Sorry,
but then
Victoria,
it was like
I love you.
that one.
Shout out to Victoria.
Shout out to Victoria, absolutely.
Oh.
So Victoria did a lot of work getting this character together, making sure that the stats were good, making sure the items were there. Her and Frank busted their butts to get it along the way. But then Victoria was like, yeah, it's getting kind of late. We haven't started yet. So, you know, pass the buck, not a problem. Then Rinson down here, Erin jumped in and she's like, fuck it. Who needs sleep? Who needs that? I don't care about work. I'm good. Let's play. So she jumped in. So hi, Erin, who is finishing picking her spells right now. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. We get everything up and running. And then what was the next? After all the other stuff was done, we had another hiccup. I can't remember what it was. Not a big deal. So we get all that taken care of. And then literally, as I'm pressing the buttons to go live, like as we're like, okay, set it up, blah, 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 start recording. My other computer, the one that I actually DM off of, without asking me, I don't think, either that or I left the room and didn't see it. It's installing software and updating, and it's telling me 16 minutes. But that's okay because I don't need that to get started. I run things on 2 computers. So, just funny. Just funny. I just thought that was funny. So, all right. Explanation out of the way. Amused. Explanation.
Hey, it was plenty of time for me to finally finish up my spells. That's what I was happy about.
Good.
I was ready 3 hours ago.
My
Well, you didn't have
It's
spells.
3 in the morning.
It is 3 in the morning for you, Ollie. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick background, but before we get the quick background done, I'd like to give a shout out to Iron Monkey. Thank you, Iron Monkey, for the bits. That was very sweet of you, and thank you, Ollie, as well. Iron Monkey, that was hilarious. I think you just called Tavalik a trout sniffer, which is...
That's a D&D insult, if ever there was one.
Yeah, a trout sniffer? I mean, hey,
you expect
listen.
to hear that yelled in a tavern?
Yeah, well, you know, and that's fun. It's in a magnificent tavern, even. So that's pretty funny. That's good. I like that stuff. All right. Story. Okay. So as I had said beforehand, oh, thanks, Frank. As I had said beforehand, it's literally Kappa's head popped in. All right. So as I had said beforehand, there's a little bit of a story going along with this one. Frank, can you tell us who it is that you're playing? Right as he takes a bite. Perfect timing. It's the server's curse. Anybody that works in the food industry, we ask questions.
Yeah, I already cut that. It was already on the fork. It was going in my
You
mouth.
can't not have it.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's fresh mozzarella.
no. The selection was made and needed to be consumed. All right.
Look,
Frank, who are you?
Well, I'm Frank.
I'm done. Cancel the screen.
Okay, so character-wise, I am Ungrim Stonebro. Not his accent. I just really like saying names like that. Ungrim, or is it Ungrim or Ungrim?
It's whatever you want to pronounce it as. We were saying Ungrim before because Mathis can't, you know.
So.
Yeah.
So
no, it's yours. This is you. This is all you. This is your
fine.
version.
Okay, so this is Ungrim Stormbrow. He is a mountain dwarf, so you know, short, stocky, kind of pudgy. Because I'm racist against dwarves. They all look the same to me. He is a paladin inquisitor. As some of you from Lost Initiative might know, this is a reoccurring character that we might have. Someone who might have met the party before and hashtag fuck Thonk.
Haha.
So, what are you trying to say, that this is a spin-off?
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe this is the same world. Maybe it's an alternate reality. Only time will tell. But what I can tell you is this.
What if realities merge?
What I can tell you is this. That, so Ungrim met the party in the bar. This is the party from Lost Initiative, the Edge of Morality. Met the party in a bar. Found out from 3 of them that Thonk had destroyed hashtag Skullcrusher. Should we drop that in the... Yeah, Skullcrusher. So, they had destroyed hashtag Skullcrusher, and being a worshiper of Doomathoin, the one that had created Skullcrusher... Oh, it's not in there. The one that had created Skullcrusher, he was pretty upset, so he went off to find out if these rumors were true, and if so, to exact vengeance on Thonk. So along his way, before he even left Mirabar, he came across 2 companions here. One of them was Durun's Stonemantle. That's being played by Erin. Erin, say hi.
Hello.
Durun Stonemantle is a smith and a shopkeep, but also a father. You see, Durun couldn't have a child of his own. In his later years in life, he was never able to have a child of his own. So, for tax evasive purposes, he adopted an elven smith to. I'm seeing fingers.
Hey.
Orphan.
Hey.
Orphan elven smith.
The overlay.
Yeah.
It still says the Kathanis.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna be able to change that.
I thought Oli did. Oli, you're speaking it also.
No. That's the thing that now currently says. Yeah. That's the thing that's right in the middle of the speak screen. The thing that's welcome to the show.
No, it says at the Kathanis under Durund.
No,
Yeah.
I know. That's
Yeah.
Erin that takes care of those.
Fine.
Yeah.
I thought that was Oli that did that.
I have to make a
Well,
character.
No.
Yeah, she's making a character.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah, just someone was messaging me about it.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I retract the finger.
No problem. Finger taken back. So,
But now we get to see who.
Durun's played by Rinsen. Is in fact a smith or whatever, and his son / apprentice / tax evasive adopted child is Dane, being played by Tantus. So Tantus is an elven smith. We're going to get into the personality shortly. Along their travels heading to 10 towns to find out where hashtag Skullcrusher is, they came across a Rodun. Now, the way that they found Rodun is because one night they were resting their weary eyes on the road when they heard a branch crack and something was drawing nearer and nearer. And then, there was a war cry, and there was like lots of battle and whatnot happening, and when they finally cast magic light and went and checked out the area, they see this dwarf just drenching with blood dripping from the beard. Yes, beard.
No
beard.
I've got a
No
picture of her. There's no beard.
I didn't see the picture. Clean shaven. Female dwarf standing over a pile of dead goblins, because obviously she couldn't suffer them to live. So very quickly befriended by Ungrim, or Ungrim. How did you say it? Ungrim.
My name is Ungrim. It is very nice to meet you. I will avenge.
There is no goblins.
Oh, hi, EE.
No goblins.
Oh no, that's his
EE?
voice.
So anyways,
It
so
does say speaks with an accent. So.
Hi, good morning, senor.
I will avenge Skullcrusher.
You meeting Ungrim. I see the picture. That's cool. That's good, Ollie. So, meeting Ungrim, quickly made friends and joined on to the voyage. So, that is the background as they're approaching 10 towns, and the last of stalling that I can do to buy my computer time to finish with its update, because god damn it, it's taking forever. So I suppose without further ado, let's get started since it's already an hour late for us to get started with this. All right. The 4 characters traveling on the road, it's springtime. Actually, spring is nearing its end, and it's almost summer, which is a wonderful thing because as you enter 10 towns, summer in 10 towns feels more akin to mid to late spring in most of the rest of the world. It's very cold up here. I mean, even in the summertime, there are chunks of Arctic ice that float off in the ocean, not too far from the shore itself. You can always see it there. So it is a very cold place, generally speaking. Summers are wonderful there. Summers are great because not only is there less snow, so there's less perils. A lot of the natural perils that happen to be there, whether they be remorars, whether they be winter orcs, whether they be yeti, they have a bit harder of a time coming out and fighting you. Now, of course, yeti do shed their white fur, and they grow in patches of brown fur in the summertime, so they can continue to hunt. Evolution has certainly worked in their favor. So there are dangers here. Also in the summertime, areas where the ice has a hard time melting, it can melt all throughout the season, making so there's areas where there's like very sticky mud or even almost like quicksand, but like, you know, like quick mud that will suck you in and hold you steady. So travelers still need to be wary. Wagon wheels are often broken on the rocky roads. It's an interesting place. Now, 10 Towns itself, the area you guys are entering, it is a collection of, you guessed it, 10 towns that work together in an intertown market to help make their own commerce work the best. Their biggest export is the knucklehead fish. It's this type of fish that's natural to the area, and they sell it as food, they sell it as components, they use scrimshaw to carve it into many different things, whether they be exquisite or basic for people to use. But that's the number one export. The number one import happens to be criminals and vagabonds. This is the kind of place where people go to not be found. It's the kind of place where people go to make a life when a life otherwise couldn't be made. It's the kind of place where an adventuring party would love to find answers to questions or bring justice to those that need justice brought to them. So this is where we're going to pick up with the party traveling north along the road, past, forgot the city's name for a second there. Northernmost city on the coast.
Mirabar?
No, Mirabar is way to the east.
I don't fucking know this world.
Oh my god, it's gonna kill me until I think of it. So I'll look it up really quickly. But past that city and into the area of Icewind Dale. That city's name is Bam. Not Waterdeep. Luskin. Past the city of Luskin. Now, in the city of Luskin is where you guys really were able to find each other. Where you were able to find, you knew each other, you met each other, you got along, you chose to travel together, you've told stories, you've sang songs, you drank rum. It's been a wonderful journey so far, and you've made fast friends with one another. It was kind of strange, Dane coming into this. I think it's hilarious she chose the name Dane, by the way. It was a little strange getting used to Dane being in your group, a slender elf carrying around a large warhammer. Joining you. However, Dane has quickly grown, you've all quickly grown fond of Dane, and you feel as though he is appropriately in the right party. In Luskin, in very evil city, lawful evil to be specific, it just left a sour taste in every one of your mouths. A taste that it made you all grow closer together. There are little things that you can do there because laws are laws and you're not here to break them, but it certainly pushed you all to your limits. Leaving Luskin behind, friendship being stronger, here you are in Icewind Dale and approaching 10 towns. Now, Bryn Shander is the first town that you come across in 10 towns. Bryn Shander also happens to be the place that Ungrim had found out that somebody by the name of Thonk, that name he'll remember, somebody by the name of Thonk had started a temple to Grumsh nonetheless, to destroy an artifact made by his very own god. So here you guys are approaching 10 towns, and there's the guard that's there. My computer loaded up. I'm gonna type in my password. Wrong password.
This guy excited about his password.
It's a good password. You'll never guess it.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hunter 1.
It's hashtag fuck Mathis.
Oh, good stuff. All right, so here we are. I'm live. We're good. Good. I'm just gonna reload here. Make sure we're good. And go ahead. You guys are approaching the city walls. The city walls themselves are made out of large wooden posts driven into the ground with little bits of stone and metalwork here and there that reinforces it and keeps it stronger than you imagine a typical one would do, right? So Ungrum, I imagine you're the one that leads the party. So do you want to approach the wall first, or does Dane Stormmantle make it first with his longer legs?
I will stay with the rate of my friends and family.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess Ungrum would be leading this. So, yeah, I guess he'd approach first.
Sure. So as you guys approach, and we'll say that you're approaching midday, the gates are open, but the guards are there, and they do like to take notice of everybody that comes walking in. So unless you say something to them, they don't say anything to... Well, yeah, because it's daytime. Unless you say something to them, they don't say anything to you. They just kind of like look at you, and they're clearly looking you up and down and judging you, and kind of like... It almost looks like they're studying you. Does anybody approach
what race
that?
Are they?
Human.
Okay.
So you just kind of walk past?
Okay.
I will walk by while staring them down in return
Okay.
to try to almost like intimidate them to like back away.
So when you do that, when you stare them down, whichever one it was that you had focused your attention on, kind of stiffens their back and broadens their chest, clearly peacocking, and moves and kind of like takes almost like an inch forward. Not like they actually stepped forward, but clearly like poised themselves they're not backing down by any means whatsoever. And another one is actually going to look at you and be like, "What's the problem?"
We're just passing through.
Yeah.
So no problem here. Unless you want to start one.
You are entering our city and throwing shade?
I'm not throwing anything yet.
Yet. This is a city that
I'll just stare at him.
This is a city that anybody's welcome to enter. However, whether or not you're welcome to leave is a different story there, sir. Sir or miss? Did you get surgery
We'll
or
do
no?
miss.
Miss?
Yeah, we'll do miss.
Sure, so
That's fine, yeah.
Durun does a miss. So you get
Sir,
two...
it is current year. You cannot ask.
I mean, it's hard to tell because I do have that beautiful beard.
Yeah, I got a bearded lady here.
Very, very bushy.
I'm a big bushy beard.
So I understand the confusion.
Yep.
You just assumed our gender.
So he says, why is it you come into our city and already looking to start things? What are you running from?
I'm just gonna silently intimidate him.
We don't run from anything. Thank you, Mister.
Aaron?
Is that right, Master Dwarf?
Why am I rolling with?
And with Master Dwarf,
Because he never
says
changed
so.
the character sheet to do otherwise. Yeah, it's one of those that you have to manually change it with every character. Because I don't have it set otherwise in my game, which I should probably fix because, I'm the
Can I
DM.
go?
So, Ollie has requested.
I'm not saying Southern accent. I just thought it sounded like
That
a
does
bit-
not sound like Frank.
No, it
Underwood
didn't
at
sound.
all.
It just the inflection, just the way you say it.
Now, if I wanted a Southern accent, I could do a Southern
clear.
accent.
A Frank Underwood. Majority
My
who?
name is Frank Underwood. I have not watched the.
Is that a PS Vita? I need to get
Yeah.
me one of those for the car.
Okay,
Anyway.
so Ungrum is actually going to turn to Yarg and he says, what
Here
you're
we go.
running from, lads? Not exactly how I said it, but, it's how I'll pretend to hear
There we
it.
go. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. With your intimidation of 18, he does deflate a bit.
Just like silently bearing down on him.
He does deflate a bit from being in your face. However, you can tell that he tosses eyes over to other guards nearby, and those other guards kind of also, reposition themselves slightly. Not like they're running in or anything like that, but they're totally kind of ready. You know, they're repositioning themselves. Like, they've been in situations like this before. You can imagine, and they're all ready to move forward and fight. However, before I do the next thing I wanted to do, what was that Ungrim had said, Frank? I'm so sorry. I was.
Oh no, I muted myself so you could speak because I saw her roll it. Yeah. So as crap, what's your character's name again?
Durand.
Durand. So as Durand is staring down these guards, and the guards are like looking back and forth at each other, Ungrim would just turn to probably the guard that's deflated a bit, and just kind of just give like this toothy smile. He's like has a cracked tooth and all that, because why not? And just says, "Oh, you lad, we're actually running from anything. Well, we are running to something."
And when you say that, and the person moves forward to go speak to you, actually, this is when the next thing was going to happen. Another guard comes out. However, this guard is a dwarf that comes walking forward. He's shuffling forward. This dwarf happens to be a mountain dwarf as well. So, he happens to be a mountain dwarf as well. So a similar build and whatnot as what you are. And he comes shuffling on over and looks at you, and he's like, "Oi, God, I'm terrible at accents. Oi, that accent. You're from East, aren't you?" Do you often eat in the middle of conversations?
He's a dwarf.
Was it a long travel?
Aye,
Famished.
it quite was. And he just like extends his arms when he sees another mountain dwarf. Hi, I just so happen to be from inserts town name here.
Adbar.
I just happen to be from Abar. I recognize your accent too, I reckon.
Yeah, you actually recognize that he is from the west of where you are, so you can guess maybe Felbar, maybe Mirabar, somewhere in there.
Would you happen to be from Mirabar?
Not exactly. I'm actually from the Battlehammer clan, so I was born and raised here in Icewind Dale up in Kelvin's Cairn, but when everyone else went looking for Mithril Hall, I didn't go with them. I stayed here. It's where my roots are. It's where my family is. So I didn't go with the rest of the clan. I'm from here.
Oh. We make home where we can. We ourselves, we're on the crusade.
A crusade, you say?
A Dwarven crusade.
Ah, well, that explains your lot being a bit touchy. They're fine. They're fine. Come with. Let me buy you a drink.
Much appreciated.
So,
and he like puts his arm around the guard, and he actually will probably tell the guard why they're on the crusade.
Absolutely. Do you want to actually RP that, or are you just happy with I tell the guard?
Like, actually,
it's
this
up to
kind
you,
of
Scott.
similar thing. Like, Roden's gonna rush up the other side, not put an arm around or anything, but
And stab him in the back.
no, just be like, "You should join our crusade."
Oh, I've already got my duties and responsibilities, though I understand that what you're doing here is for our people and our kin, and I appreciate that. But this is, I have my duties and I have a family.
It's more than just
Like she looks to Ungrim like disappointed, and she's actually pretty young for a dwarf. She's like only 50 or so. So she's like looks at him just like a disappointed child. Like, why? Is this okay? Will you accept this? Should I be mad?
Ungrim just kind of looks back and just kind of shrugs, and he continues on with his dwarf. It's like, "Aye, we all protect our homes in one way or another. We're just looking for some vengeance for our ancestors and the protection of all dwarves."
Well,
Do you know of Skullcrusher?
hi, yes, Skullcrusher was my people that made it, though.
It's been desecrated, destroyed, torn apart, salvaged to grumsh. And he just spits. Like, he says grumsh, and then he just, like, hawks a loogie onto the ground.
No. You're mistaking. You see, Skullcrusher was lost. It was when Brunor brought the people to Mithril Hall. Most went, a few of us stayed.
It got found again by an orc, and the orc kind of smushed it up.
Wait.
I don't know the specifics.
He goes by the name of Thonk.
Thonk.
He found it, and now it lies in a temple to Grumsh. And he like.
Grumsh.
I know of this Thonk. He's been a thorn in Cassius's side. His companions, the ones that he travels with, they seemed an all right lot, but Cassius isn't a big fan of Thonk. Perhaps we should skip this drink. Perhaps we should go straight to Cassius's instead.
Oh, your
Said he was a
character's just
thorn
like
in the
bobbing your
side.
head.
What was that?
It said there was a thorn in the side. No one told me he was a druid or anything. That changes things.
Lassie, I mean, he's been a pain in the arse.
Oh.
Besides, Moradin's blessings will keep us safe. As I kind of hold up my holy symbol.
Just to be like, prove you're like.
He leans over to Ungrim and be like, "Hey, this one bump his head a few too many times, or smash of the rock?"
Adopted.
Glare just very angrily at the dwarf.
No one seems to understand Long Dwarf.
It's all right. At least you understand me.
I understand Long Dwarf.
I'm gonna hug you.
Who do you hug?
Rodan.
Hugs back. They just like have a hug while you have.
Who is the elf again? Which one of you is the elf?
It's
Is it
Tantus.
Okay, I had to make sure.
Oh, okay. So he just kind of like he takes in the evil glare from Durand and just kind of says,
Yeah.
"Yes,
Dane Stormental is my son.
it was
I'm gonna rimp up a little bit, you know. Haha.
I'm sure he's a fine son at that. I'm sure he is.
Indeed.
As I said, we all make decisions for our kin, so I'm not here to judge." It's kind of like awkward silence for a moment, and then he's like, "To Cassius's house. Then we will head to Cassius's house." And so he does exactly that. He's going to lead you to, it's not the center of town, it's off to the side of town. Now, this place is an older building. Where it is an older building. It's certainly seen its fair share of wear and tear. When you guys walk up to it, you can tell that the door is brand new. The door is like gorgeous, pristine, and brand new. Though even part of the porch, some of the floorboards have been changed out and whatnot. All around the place, again, it's an older building, just built very hardy, built very well to withstand the winters of Icewind Dale. Though you imagine, again, it's been torn up each and every time time has come through. The sign that's on the side of the door that says, like Mayor's House, and it has Cassius's name on it. That sign is old. It's beat up. It has survived some incredible things. If you had the ability to if walls could talk, this sign could tell you stories. As you guys go approaching the house, you imagine, it says, just says like mayor's office or whatever. It's not house. So as you guys go approaching, you imagine there's going to be a knock on the door, but instead the dwarf that's traveling with you, who by the way identified himself as Dwarf A. That's the name. Dwarf A. No, his name. Oh man, his name is
Dwarf A.
Bootstrap. There you go. His name's Bootstrap. So there you go. Oh man, this is like my biggest flaw as a DM. I'm so bad with names. Oh god. So Bootstrap. So that's his nickname. That's what he goes by. It's Bootstrap. So Bootstrap just opens up the door and walks in. And as he opens up the door and just starts walking in, and you guys are kind of following behind him, he gives a hard rap on the door as he's walking in. He's like, "Oi, Cassius! Cassius, you got visitors here." I'm up in the study. And he kind of walks forward and walks with you guys up the stairs. So when you guys walk through, you see that off to your left-hand side, there's a room that has a long table in front of a fireplace and a bunch of chairs sitting around it. Off to the room off to your right-hand side, you notice that there are There's a room in there that opens up to a small library with like another hallway going off of it. You can't see where it is, where that goes to right now, but you can see there's a small library in that room. If you continue going straight, it's a nice large stairwell that goes up, turns, and keeps going up after that. What is everybody's passive perception? If you could tell me that really quickly.
18.
15.
Lower than all of theirs.
Okay, Dane, with your 18 passive perception, which is incredible, you actually notice as you're walking up the stairs, when you go up the first little lip and you hit the landing and you turn to go up again, all of a sudden you notice there's like a small hole in the wall. And on slight further inspection, you can see that this wall is hollow and there's a space behind it. It's up to you for how much you want to actually inspect that, or you can just ignore it and keep moving.
I'll keep note of it, but I'll keep going for now.
Okay. When you guys get to the top of the stairs, what you notice is on the railing at the top of the stairs looking down are two crossbows that are two heavy crossbows mounted on the railing itself and aimed down. Look, I mean, this place looks like it was designed for protection. As a matter of fact, this is for all the dwarves. If everybody could roll me a perception check with advantage, please.
For stone cutting or?
Just with advantage.
Stone cutting.
For perception.
Are you excluding my son from this roll?
I am. Yes, I absolutely am.
Super rude.
It looks like everybody's rolling with advantage because their sheets were not switched over. That's again my
Well,
fault.
You said with advantage.
Oh yeah.
So
I was
it's not
testing
advantage.
you, guys. I was testing you. What? That's totally what was happening right now. Okay, so the only one that notices actually is Durand. So you can just tell your son, okay? You notice that the stairs themselves have been reworked. It's clearly Dwarven workmanship. Somebody like you would know that and know it very well. The stairs themselves have been reworked. It's very subtle. I mean, even Rodun's 19 didn't notice it. The stairs are in fact a trap. If somebody would press a button, pull a lever, or in some way activate this trap, every one of these stairs going from the landing up to the next floor, not the first part, would fall flat and turn into a slide and knocking people back down. And it's kind of funny because following that line of sight with your 23, because you actually got a bit higher, following that line of sight, you can see that the same trap that would activate that, there's a gear that must run underneath the stairs or something, that the pillars, so again, as you're walking up the stairs and you take a right to go, the actual banister to your left-hand side would fall out into like a spiked area. So people sliding down could potentially even fall into the spikes. This place has been safeguarded incredibly well. It's something that you take note of and certainly think about as you make your way up those stairs to meet this Cassius. All right.
Yeah.
So, as you guys, as you guys make your way up to the second floor, you go walking into a large office. This office has a nice desk in it. There is a sorcerer amongst you, right? Dane, do me a favor. No. Yeah, Dane, do me a favor. Roll me a.
Not Dane.
Dane's a sorcerer.
I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric.
Who's a sorcerer?
I'm sorcerer.
Oh, Durand.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, he's sorceress. Could you roll me another perception with advantage?
Absolutely. I mean, I carry a shield, so I understand again the confusion. Not your average sorcerer.
Wow. Okay, so one of the things that you notice immediately when walking into this place is most of the furniture inside here, almost everything that's crafted is made by Dwarven craftsmanship. I mean, whether it be the bookcases, the desk itself, all of this stuff, it has all been crafted by Dwarven, or almost all of it has been made by Dwarven craftsmanship of different qualities, right? But the thing that really stands out for you is it's clearly been repaired. This is something that you would know very well. It's clearly been broken and repaired by magics. Most likely the mending spell has brought everything here back together after its breaks. It's subtle, but you can actually notice it with your goddamn 24 perception checking and your knowledge of the spell itself. So, that being said, you guys walking in, you see this large office with a desk off to the side that has like a map rolled out on it and a few pieces on the map. But there's a man inside the office who was clearly sitting at his desk. As you guys are walking in, he's finishing signing something and pushing his chair back to stand up. And he's an older man. He's an older human. You can clearly tell he's seen some stuff. He's been in some combat himself. You know, he's got that like thick tanned skin. He's got a few scars on his arms and whatnot. Nothing like grotesque on his face. On his arms, he's obviously spent a lot of time both in the hot sun and the cold winter winds. His face just gives that like leathery look to it. But as he looks at you guys, his eyes quickly calculating every one of you. He says to you with a stern but kind voice, welcome. Welcome to my office. Bootstrap here says you have a meeting with me. Bootstrap, is there anything I should know before we continue? And he's like, it pertains to Thonk. And he's like, I'm pretty sure that they could handle the rest of this, so why don't you get back to your guard, and I appreciate your escort. And with that, Bootstrap will just give like a little salute and then turn and walk out of the room. After he walks out of the room, he looks at all of you guys kind of judging you. Unless you immediately speak, I'm going to say something.
No.
Ungrim actually pulls like a flask out of his he probably has like a little holder inside his armor. So it's
Please,
flask of ale.
please don't save your stores for when you're on the road. And he goes
He
over.
was going to offer.
Oh, do you say that? Because he didn't know that. Do you say that?
Yeah, well, he like uncorks it and pulls it out as like, hi. I
Well,
was promised there would be drinks and. By Dortmund, I think we should have a drink.
He says,
to drink.
what was that, Ollie?
It's no rude not to. You're meant to drink.
No, he goes over and he will share a swig with you, and knowing that it's customary, he will go over and share a swig with Ungrim to make sure that he shows his respect to him and everything.
Yep.
After he has that one swig with him, he actually he gestures over to his liquor cabinet, and more or less like, do you all want some? And assuming at least one of you says yes, which I imagine Ungrim does, he will go over and get glasses.
Ungrim is like, I think yours is much more impressive than mine.
As he's making his way over there, he says to you, please tell me what it is that you came to speak about.
Ungrim just kind of looks back at the party and just kind of. Are they? Is he sitting at a desk or something, or is he standing?
He's standing and walking over to get the liquor as he says that to you.
Before he even picks up a bottle, he's just gonna say, "Aye, Thonk the bastard found Skull Crusher."
Thonk. Okay.
Skull Crusher. I'm not familiar with this Skull Crusher.
How could you
No,
not
wait.
be?
Was it the other guy that was familiar with it?
Yes.
Shit.
The dwarf.
I thought
yeah.
they were part of the same clan.
No, this guy's a human.
Oh, he's a human.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was another dwarf.
No.
In that
Sure.
case, he would not have offered that drink if I knew that.
Well, you did.
And he drank it.
Too late for that. Aye, long legs. Scott Crusher's and he kind of just like licks his lips and he actually looks towards one of the other party members to see if they would like to fill him in, because Ungrim's probably had this spiel said so many times that he wants to see if anybody else wants to do it.
Yep.
That he's just tired of constantly telling the story of Skull.
Roden sort of like makes herself look as big, as fancy as possible. Like, you'd let me.
He just like beckons you forward. The last one.
Well, you see, Skull Crusher was a magical sword made by the old dwarves, and then it got lost, but then it got found by a stinky, fat old orc who keeps his nipples out in the air like a weirdo. I don't even do that. And then he went and he took it, and because it wasn't his thing, it was our thing, he went and ricked it.
Aye.
So,
as the young lass said, Thonk found a divine weapon of ours created by our god and desecrated it to his own god. And like you can tell he's about to like hawk a loogie, and then he stops because they're inside. Like,
And then she does.
and he just like swallows.
okay. When she hawks a loogie, hearing the story, because he stopped and he listened intently as you were telling, like his hand was kind of poised over a bottle, and he was listening intently as you guys are saying this. The first thing he does is as she hawks a loogie on the ground, that kind of like brings his senses too, because he was like listening intently to what you're saying. He makes eye contact with Rodun and kind of like gestures his head over to a spittoon that's on the floor near the door, more or less like in the future. She might not know what it
This
is.
guy's fancy.
And then
I like him.
And then he changes his, where his hand, the bottle his hand was hovering over. He goes over and grabs a different one. It's a short, kind of fat, round, stone-shaped bottle. I don't need to tell any of your characters what this is. This is Dwarven fire wine. This is some good stuff right here. The best part about this stuff is it's delicious. It's strong as hell. It's great. Downside is once you pop it and it starts to oxidize, it goes bad very quickly. And the next day, within so many hours, it's just horrifying. It's putrid. So he goes and pops this, and you guys know that means he intends to finish it with you. Custom for drinking this kind of alcohol means every time a drink is poured, a drink is poured for everyone. So he makes his way over with 5 little glasses and pours 5 drinks one for each of you. And he's like, "It's obviously Thonk that you're speaking of. His name was said to me," and then nipples out. "I think I know exactly what it is that you're speaking of. Thonk was here before the winter and through it. He was traveling through with his friends, and he did our area a favor. There was a building group of hill giants, and are you familiar with Verbeeg?" I don't have to roll. All of you guys are familiar with Verbeeg. Okay? Are any of you not actually familiar with Verbeeg? Doesn't matter, I'll say it anyways. Verbeeg is a blend of human and giant, kind of. It's not like a half giant. It's its own individual race that seems like a giant-sized human. So imagine like literally a human. If you're hearing a train, that's literally because I have my window open, because it's warm, okay? It's warm. Frank's like, "What is this ungodly noise? We're being attacked by demons from the skies." So
no, it's sound effects. It's amazing.
So you guys are making your so what is it? The Verbeeg is literally like if you take a human and went bloop, 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 like they had a mushroom from Mario. It literally looks like a human. They're larger. They have the strength of a giant. They have the tenacity of a giant, but they have the smarts of a human, which makes them exceedingly dangerous. Especially since they are because they're slightly smaller than giants. They very often can connive their way out of dangerous situations by pretending to be smaller and weaker and the bitches of giants. All of you guys knowing that means that you would very unlikely to be tricked by Verbeeg. Okay, so moving on.
Basically a non-shitty ogre.
Non-shitty ogre. Sure. Also not ugly one. Very muy bonito. So you guys are. So he mentions that you're familiar with Verbeeg, and everybody kind of nods or whatever it is they say. Yes. He's like, "It was a hill giant and Verbeeg lair that was building in size, and we were afraid of an attack that they were going to make during the winter, and so it was a preemptive strike. Many guards from the towns joined with this force. We even had other traveling adventurers join in as well, a paladin, some other strange sorceresses, and whatnot. They were successful in their attempt. They actually rid the lair of all the Verbeeg. They were welcome to keep what they found there, but this is why I think this might be what you're talking about. The lair that they had set up in happened to be, and I found this out afterwards, an old post. There was a Dwarven clan that used to live nearby here. I was friends with the king of them, and well, the dwarves, they left to go take care of their own business, and when they left, they left many parts of their old home empty. This lair happened to have dwarves held up there as a guard post, but apparently they've been long gone because the Verbeeg took over. I could actually even show you where it is on a map, but that's where they got it from. That's not where my guilt lies. If none of you are sitting yet, he offers, "Would you like to have a seat?" and then pours a second drink. I assume everybody's drinking, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking at the elf to see how they're taking the fire wine.
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you
Yeah.
very much.
My
No,
son
no,
is
he's-
handling his liquor very well.
Yeah,
Thank
like
you.
he's just
Thank
you know
you for your concern.
glancing every now and then. It's like, oh, he's not passed out yet.
Incredibly high constitution helps.
Holy crap! 18 Constitution.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
That's nothing.
He's like, what? What?
See what Rodon's got.
Should see when I'm drinking that elven shit.
Probably like really beefy for an elf too.
Yeah.
I'm a blacksmith.
No, it's just very slender. Just very slender. You know how to hold a hammer the right way to get the. All right, so continuing on. So he gestures for you all to take a seat. Does everybody sit down? Does anybody continue standing?
I'd sit. Yeah. Fuck it.
I'll continue standing.
If if Duranda's standing, I will stand too.
Okay. Ogrim?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already said that he was gonna go sit.
Oh, my apologies, I missed it. I'm so sorry. It seems like missing things being said today. I'm sorry about that. So, so he gesturing his attention mostly to the two of you because you're the two that have spoken the most and are clearly the most engaged in conversation and custom. So he actually focusing on both Rodon and Ungrim. He's like, I may have played a part in what it is that you're saying has transpired. I offered to pay this group of adventurers that Thonk is a part of to do their job. It was a hefty sum. Thonk decided to waive a portion of his fee in exchange for the rights to have free worship of Grumsh in the city, in 10 towns. And was brought to the council, and he made his point, and we agreed to it. Not only did he get free rights, but with the rest of his money, he actually purchased a small, dilapidated building and built it up a considerable amount, and even started a little following for the winter that he stayed here. He does, in fact, have a temple to Grumsh. It's small. It's a little structure, but a temple to Grumsh in this city itself. I assisted him in doing this. I was very against it at first. As a matter of fact, Thonk and I started off on the wrong foot. And I'm a little concerned right now I'm a little concerned because I didn't want this to happen to begin with, and now I'm potentially regretting my actions. So please, if there's anything that you discover about Thonk, if it's the destruction of a Dwarven artifact, while I understand that is significant to you, it is not to my city. And so, while I offer my condolences should that be a fact, I'm not going to get involved. But if there's any nefarious activities that you find along the way, things that need to be brought to my attention, then understand I'll be more than happy to offer you assistance in what it is that you're trying to do. Do you understand my position here?
Aye. Guilt by ignorance is not guilt at all. But he just, takes a shot of the fire wine. And
I thought you were nice. Turns out you're a heretic.
I'm only a heretic if I'm going against a faith that is of significance to me. No offense, while I have many Dwarven friends and respect the Dwarven pantheon, the inner workings,
just not your
the
own.
finer details, exactly.
Yeah. So Ungrim just he slams the shot glass down on the table. Not in like a threatening way. It's just like all right, well, I just finished that kind of way.
Well,
I just-
as you take your shot, as is custom, everybody else, I imagine, drinks as well, including Cassius, and he immediately fills another drink.
I actually want to give like
tequila playing in the background. Like
Let Tantus do important stuff instead of your bad jokes, Frank.
that's a great joke. Fuck you all. I'm hilarious.
I actually want to, before we all take this drink, kind of give like a blessing to Moradin to sort of give us cement our friendship a little bit here.
So you give a blessing to Moradin, and he pays his respects to Moradin. He, if you start a prayer or say something like that, he will finish it in kind, knowing the words and knowing them well. It's not like he doesn't skip a beat. You know what I mean? And he will take the drink with you guys, of course.
Excellent. So, yeah, Ungrim is going to chip in before the mayor speaks.
Please.
And hi. So it very well could be a problem very soon enough. Many of your citizens, they don't know about this yet, but they will. And you'll have a riot on your hand if this is not dealt with. And if you put down the riots, which I'm sure you will, then they'll have a pilgrimage of dwarf looking for vengeance. This issue needs to be... And he kind of just waves his hand dismissively, as if, wiping away something unclean.
Roll me a persuasion check, please, Frank.
Can I get advantage?
He is actually somebody who is sympathetic to what you're saying, so I will give you advantage.
Fuck yeah.
I
was being sarcastic.
No. If you know who Cassius is, you know that he's a religious man.
I rolled like shit.
No. 16's not bad. 16's not bad. You rolled 12. It's above average, right? Above average. So he listens and he's like, I understand that you're asking me for aid, but as I said, this problem is yours. So all I can do is this. I will hand you a writ that says... I'm going to shut that window. Definitely going to shut that window. Yeah.
You're going to hand us a writ of...
So...
I'm afraid I don't speak that language.
So he said, I'm going to hand you a writ that gives you permission to inspect the building. Now, with this being a religious site, it does have certain rules that apply to it that are different from just a regular house. But I will give you the authority to search the place, and nobody can stop you from doing that. However, even if you do find something of significance, and that you would like to take as evidence, you are not welcome to do so. You would have to contact a guard and have them assist you as well, to which, of course, you will show them this writ and they will assist you. You are not given acting authority in any means of this city. You're just welcome to investigate this place. I will send a guard to accompany you, and they can stay outside the tavern, outside the temple. And if there's any qualms or anything like that, you ask that guard to assist. Do you understand?
He nods his head.
I'm not.
Aye.
I'm not.
I understand neutrality is your. Aye, you don't want a religious war on your hands. We'll make sure it doesn't happen.
Okay. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your understanding. With that, I think we do have an understanding. And then with this, he actually says, unless there's something else of significance you guys wish to speak of, which we can, of course. Please, Aaron.
I will ask, that dwarf who accompanied us, that guard, can he be the one who helps us?
Yes, Bootstrap. I can send Bootstrap to assist you.
Aye, a familiar face.
Yes. I do have to say, if you're saying that this is an artifact crafted by the Clan Battlehammer, he is a disgraced member of Clan Battlehammer. So he will, of course, assist you. I imagine that's true, but he is not going to... Don't expect the same kind of assistance you would with, say, another dwarf that would be interested in assisting.
That's not our intention. But thank you for the thought.
So with that, he will get him to do that. He's actually curious how it is that you came across this information, and he will finish the bottle with you as is custom, as you explain to him the information. Okay?
Yes, I disgorge the information as I engorge the alcohol.
Yummy.
Also a hilarious joke. Come on, guys.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
You can have that one because it's a cleverer joke.
Should I give you a good old Sandeep laugh? Ha 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 ha.
No, I mean I could get inspiration for that, right?
No. No. Actually, I think Erin just lost inspiration because on the overlay she's beneath you, and like you just fell off the screen. Just your karma took her down. That's what happened.
Scott, no one here is Thonk. Everyone's equal. No one's below anyone else.
Oh, I don't know. It's literally okay. So you guys finish the drinks. He hears the story. He's actually very interested in it. He actually asks you. So this brings up another RP moment. He says, So you met the other three then. You didn't meet, and this is to Ungrim specifically, you met the other three then. You didn't meet Thonk himself. What was your opinion on them?
He looks towards the party because I don't want to be the only one RPing.
No, they weren't there. They
I
never met
didn't
him.
know anyone.
Yeah,
No,
only
nobody else was
Ungrim met
there?
them. Yeah.
That's right. Shit.
Frank's like, okay, put aside my
I
own
didn't wanna-
opinions.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to hold the limelight. Yeah, so he, tilts one back, and he says, the big bastard. Marmon, I think his name was. Aye. Dumb, but respectful. Not, what I'm used to the greenskins.
The others.
Well, the others. One was shy, the other was yappy. Actually, come to think of it, they both were yappy.
They all have their own interesting attributes, yes. I actually came toe-to-toe with Grumman once. That was... I don't suggest it for most people.
Hi, a bastard like that. Look at his arm, it's as thick as the fucking table.
It was an interesting thing. I came toe-to-toe with him, and things got interesting very quickly. But we'll leave it at that. With this, actually, as the conversation wraps up and he goes to leave, could everybody make for me a constitution... Sorry, 2 con saves. However, you have advantage on them. Hold on. Dane does not.
I does not.
Hey.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, do we get, double advantage? Because this might be poison.
Because you're what?
Because, Dwarven resilience.
Oh, that's where you get your advantage from.
Oh,
That's where
shit.
Dane doesn't. Okay, so looking down these, Dane, you got a 7 and a 15. Dane, you're feeling tipsy. You know what I mean? Like you feeling it, but you're not like drunk by any means. Rodun, 15 and a 26. Rodun's feeling fine. You know what I mean? It was one of those like yeah, you drank alcohol, but no big deal. Let's see, who's that? Durdun, you're fine as well. Ungrim, same as Dane actually. Ungrim took the alcohol, same as Dane did. You're feeling it. You're a little tipsy. Your inhibitions are lowered, but you're
Lots of
not.
speaking,
Yeah, but not
always
like,
makes
but
it
you're
better.
not like stumbling or slurring, or you just more relaxed.
His accent changed a little bit because of
Yeah, exactly. So, it's
I'll
got
give
more
Dane
vulgar.
a big pat on the back, like I'm proud of him for holding his own.
Yeah.
I've trained
proud of me
many.
too.
I've trained many months for this, many years.
Many years.
And with that, Bootstrap is called. He's summoned, and he agrees to go with you guys to the what is it called? The Temple of Grumsh that happens to be around here. And so he's going to follow you guys to the Temple of Grumsh, and he's gonna make his way there. And with that, why don't we take our first break with that and see if we can when we come back, just kind of pick up there. And hopefully that's it for errors and mistakes and technical difficulties. Hopefully that's it.
I'll just lose my accent
It's
like I
not.
always do.
Yeah. Oh man, it's funny because I'm not even really doing an accent, but that one voice I did, I was like, oh man, I'm like dry today. I need water. So all right, we'll see you guys like 5 minutes or so. Go get
5 minutes or so.
Yeah, or so, like 7 minutes. Go pee or do what you do. See you shortly.
Go take a bio break. Go follow us all on Twitter except for the Cathanis because that's actually Rinsen, but the overlay because
cut it all.
Cathanis.
Cut the show.
You're supposed to go to break like in the middle of that, not